Hey, brothers and sisters. Today is June 14th, 2025. I'm going to replay just a part of this video that I did about a year ago. And then I'm going to share another little clip. So here we go. Hey, brothers and sisters. Today is June 7th, 2024. Just need to share some things with you guys. I'm sure most of you guys know this, but I think it was about 9 months ago, I shared a dream that I had with my cousin was in it, who's retired Navy. And in that dream, he used to fly planes onto aircraft carriers, and he was in one of those planes. And right next to him was like a miniature version of this black plane, which I found out later was the B-2 Spirit plane. And on this plane, I saw in all capital letters, K-I-D-D, like kid. And I later found out there's a Navy ship called the USS Kidd, which is it's DDG 100. It's an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer in the United States Navy. It's the third Navy ship named after Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd, who was on board the Arizona ship during the attack on Pearl Harbor. And he was the first American flag officer to die in World War II. Okay? And at the end of this dream, I knew that my cousin no longer trusted our government. Okay? I've also shared in the past a whole bunch of dreams I've had about sitting on the ocean, or not on the ocean, sitting on the shore, kind of on these beaches. Several dreams with this. And there's all these people in the ocean, in the water, and there's sharks all around them. And they for some reason, don't seem to notice all these sharks that are all around them. And in the dream, I'm like trying to warn the people, hey, there's sharks in the water. You guys need to get away from these sharks. And this just kept happening for a while, all these dreams with sharks. And there was this other dream I had with this smaller shark, and these people were holding on to it like they had control of this shark. And then all of a sudden, I was warning the people, that shark's dangerous. You need to get away from it. And they thought they had control of this shark. But then this shark got away from them and headed towards the shore, and it was gobbling people up. Okay? I'm like, Lord, why do you keep showing me all this stuff with sharks? And the Holy Spirit led me to, research. He just led me down this rabbit hole with submarines. And I found out there's a Typhoon-class Soviet designation Project 941 called Akula, and it means shark. It's a class of nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines designed and built by the Soviet Union for the Soviet Navy. So, I believe that's what the Lord is telling me about all these sharks. And the people were just oblivious to it. Like, they thought they had control of these sharks, and most people didn't even know the sharks were right there in the water next to them. And I kept trying to warn the people, but it's like they couldn't hear me. And I also shared in the past how the Lord told me the word Poseidon twice. And we also know that belongs to Russia. So, this morning, I shared this on my community post a little while ago. This morning upon awakening, I heard the words in my spirit twice, and there was like an urgency behind it. And what I heard was carrier atoms. Okay? So I'm like, okay, that sounds like another ship. Okay? So I start doing some digging, and I find this USS Charles F. Adams. It was the lead ship of her class of guided missile destroyers of the United States Navy. Commissioned in 1960, during her 30-year operational history, she participated in the recovery operation for the Mercury 8 space mission and the Cuban Missile Crisis. as well as operations in the Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea. Arabian Sea. The Cuban Missile Crisis. It's decommissioned now. And so I'm like, Lord, that one's decommissioned. Why are you telling me this is the second Navy ship you've told me, but this one's decommissioned, so I'm not understanding what you're saying. And I asked him to make it more clear for me. Okay? And then I hear in my spirit, I just hear Carl Vinson. Okay? So I'm like, what? So I looked that up, and it's another Navy ship, which is currently active. It's the United States Navy's third Nimitz-class super carrier. She is named for Carl Vinson, a congressman from Georgia, in recognition of his contributions to the U.S. Navy. The ship was launched during Vinson's lifetime in 1980, undertook her maiden voyage in 1983, and underwent refueling and overhaul between 2005 and 2009. Status and active service, okay? Okay, this was before the Carl Vinson was sent over to the Middle East. Like a year before that happened, okay? And the USS Kidd is in the same strike group as the Carl Vinson. So I'm like, Lord, so now there's 3 Navy ships. Like, what are you telling me? And then I called Sister Lisa. Okay, so Brother Paul sent me this link about the Carl Vinson from today.
Nearly 80 people were killed and 100 were injured in Tehran, according to Iranian state media. All of this developing with one of San Diego's aircraft carriers being the only one in the region. Its deployment was nearly over when the Department of Defense extended the situation because of what was going on there.
NBC7's Dana Williams has details on our military assets overseas, close to the heart of this conflict.
Yeah, we're talking about USS Carl Vinson. We're told they have around 5,000 people on board right now. This is where they're based out of, Naval Air Station North Island. They were just getting ready to head back to San Diego when that deployment got extended. They're now in an area known as CENTCOM. We'll explain what that is in just a minute, but it includes the Middle East. The Israeli military launched a massive attack on Iran Friday morning. Fighter jets took out nuclear sites, scientists, and one of Iran's top military leaders.
My take is that Israel was very nervous about the nuclear proliferation from Iran, as they should be.
Lance Cummings is a retired Navy SEAL with 30 years under his belt, including time spent in the Middle East.
Anytime our Navy's in that region, they're operating on probably a level 7 out of 10 for readiness at all times. They never let their guard down when they go past the Mediterranean and they go into the region there.
The region that the Navy refers to as Central Command, or CENTCOM. It's more than 4 million square miles that includes Northeast Africa, the Middle East, and part of Central and South Asia. The Navy considers it to be among the least secure and stable places in the world.
We don't go over there as just a show of force. I mean, we have a mission while we're over there, and part of that mission is to defend ourselves.
A spokesperson with the Navy's 5th Fleet confirmed NBC7 Vinson is within that area, but where exactly they couldn't say. Another spokesperson for Naval Air Forces says aircraft carriers are the first to be called when something happens in the world. San Diego is a big part of making sure the Navy is always on watch and quick to respond.
There are a lot of hot spots in here, and that's why we're spread throughout the world.
Waiting for when they're needed. I'm Dana Williams, NBC.
So, yeah. The USS Kidd, okay, The first ship he showed me in that dream with my cousin who's retired Navy, he no longer trusted the government anymore. And at one point when he was in the Navy, the USS Kidd, it was part of the strike group that he was working on. USS Kidd. The original USS Kidd was named after Isaac Kidd, who was killed on the Arizona ship during a Pearl Harbor attack. I'll let the Holy Spirit help you understand that. And that second ship that he told me, Carrier Adams, twice. It's the reason he told me that twice. Because it's going to happen again. And it was in the Arabian Sea. And I believe the Carl Vinson is right now also. So I just had to share this. Believe on Jesus today. Because it's all about to go down, you guys. And we're about to go up. Jesus died in your place for the remission of all of your sin. He was buried and rose again on the third day for your justification before God. There is none righteous, no, not one, except for Jesus Christ. And when you put your trust and faith in Him alone for your salvation, His righteousness is imputed to you. Jesus is coming, you guys. Any moment now. Look up and hold fast.